Hello, I'm Sherry Boqueg. Thank you for coming to play along with me today. In this video, we're going to be playing a great song for New Year's called What Are You Doing New Year's Eve? So I'm going to play this twice. I'm going to play it the first time with the regular chords without simplifying so that you can play along that way if you want. But the second time I play the song, I'm going to simplify the chords so that if you want to just play with that version, you can do that and you can simplify however you want. So play along with both if you want, or just play along with one or the other. So if you just want to play the simplified version, go ahead and skip ahead to where that version starts. Now the time for where that is in the description. But I encourage you to try to play along with me with the regular version and simplify as you need to while we're playing together. All right? I'm going to be playing this song in the key of D. So the chords that are probably most familiar to you are D, D7, G, A, A7, and E. Now the chords that might not be as familiar to you are G minor, and then there's a chord called D major 7. It's also called F sharp minor. They're the same chord, but this is how it goes. D major 7 is that same chord shape moved to fret 2. Okay? And B minor. Now you'll notice that I'm doing the 3-finger B minor. That's a simplified way to play it. If you want to play the full 4-finger, it sounds like this. And C7 chord, which is basically C chord, but you're adding finger 4 right below finger 3. All right? So before we start playing the song together, we're going to go through those chord changes, and I'll tell you any tricks that might help you with those chord changes. All right, so here we go. It starts with D chord, and then you go to C7. So you go to C and add that 4th finger. And then it goes back to D chord, and then D7. And then we're going up to G. And then we go to G minor. Now this is very cool because you're staying in fret 3. Keep finger 3 where it is for G chord, and then move fingers 1 and 2 down in the same fret to strings 2 and 3. All right? And then we go back to D, and then going from D chord to D major 7, you're simply playing the D chord, and then you're sliding your finger in the 2nd fret. All right? And then you go from that to E chord. Now, the trick to changing from D major 7 to E is to simply slide finger 1 on that same string, string 3, into fret 1, and then move fingers 2 and 3 into their E chord position. All right? And then, of course, you go from that to A chord. Now, changing from A to A7, all you need to do is lift finger 2. Here's A, lift the middle finger, there's A7, and then you're moving back to D. Now going from D to A7, I would just use fingers 1 and 2 to just move up a string. All right? Now when we get to the bridge of the song, we're going to start with D major 7, and then we move to B minor. So you're in the 2nd fret for D major 7. You need to then move finger 1 down to the 1st string, and then you're going to move fingers 2 and 3 almost in the C chord position to make that B minor chord. So they're on strings 1, 2, and 3, and just strum the first 4 strings. Okay? Going from B minor back to the D major 7, you're simply just moving back to the 2nd fret. All right? One other chord change at the end of the bridge is where we're going from D major 7 to E, And then there's an E7, and you're simply lifting the middle finger, which is actually finger 3. So going E, lift that third finger, E7, and then moving to A chord. All right? Now, if you want to simplify this song even more, here's a couple of things you might consider doing with the chords. When you're playing the verse and going from D to C7, go ahead and just play D and C. That's okay. When it goes from D to D7, just stay on D. Okay, and then you're going to go from D to G, and you don't even have to play that D7. All right? In the verse, when it goes from D to D major 7 and then to E, you can just stay on D. Now, when it changes from A to A7, you can always just stay on A, and that works just fine too. All right? In the bridge, when you're playing D major 7 and you're changing to B minor, if you're worried about that, then the way you can simplify that is to play the D major 7, and then you can, instead of playing B minor, you can play G. It changes the sound just a little bit, but that's an easier way to do it. So you play it along with me with the chords that are written, but if you need to simplify, don't worry about that. Go ahead and simplify, because the important thing is to be able to play it and sing it, and you can simplify it anywhere you need to so that you can enjoy the song. All right? And then you can practice those chords that are more challenging to be able to play it with a little more challenge when you're ready. All right? I'm just going to do a very, very basic strum with this, so it won't be hard to play along. So grab your guitar, get in D chord position, and get ready to play with me. Now, it's easy to find our starting pitch if we're in the D chord position. It's the first string. That's where my voice will start. And your finger is already pressing down on the second fret in that. I'll strum 5 times on D for the introduction. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, strum. Maybe it's much too early in the game. Oh, but I thought I'd ask you just the same. What are you doing, New Year? New Year's Eve. Wonder whose arms will hold you good and tight when it's exactly 12 o'clock at night. Welcoming in the new year, New Year's Eve. Maybe I'm crazy to suppose I'd ever be the one you chose. Out of 1,000 invitations you'll receive. Ah, but in case I stand one little chance, here comes the jackpot question in advance. What are you doing, New Year's? New Year's Eve. Okay, this is the simplified version. We're going to play, and so get your guitar, get in D chord position, and let's play together. 1, 2, ready, strum. always the same. What are you doing, New Year's? New Year's Eve. Wonder whose arms will hold you good and tight when it's exactly 12 o'clock that night, welcoming in the new year, New Year's Eve. Maybe I'm crazy to suppose I'd ever be the one you chose. Out of 1,000 invitations you'll receive. Ah, but in case I stand one little chance, here comes the jackpot question in advance. What are you doing, New Year's? New Year's Eve. That's a great song for New Year's. Thank you for playing along with me. I hope you have a wonderful and a happy new year, and keep up the good work, and remember, you're awesome.